Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Two Qs with Lisa Ward. I am your host, and this morning our guest is Miss Barbara. So, Barbara, go ahead and share a little bit about yourself.
Well, first, I want to say thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to talk with you and share some things. And I just look at it as a blessing. So I thank God that you even asked me to be a part of what you're doing. And congratulations on you stepping out and even doing your podcast.
Well,
So
thank you.
that's all to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And to say a little bit about myself, um, my husband and I, Leonard, and I'm Barbara, of course, we own Industrial Solutions Company. And I always say it's woman owned. He said I sign his checks. And so we sell janitorial supplies and safety supplies. And just about 2 years ago, we added, and this was just a godsend to our business, we added porta potties and dumpsters. We go after the construction, transportation, sports entertainment, hospitality, corporate government audiences in our business. And we were able to get someone to take us under their wing and show us the ropes on the porta potties, dumpsters, job site trailers, fencing. And that has become the bigger part of our business.
Oh,
We're
wow.
celebrating, yes, that's why I say it's just been a godsend. We are celebrating 13 years in business. Um,
Congratulations.
Thank you. And so we are excited. And I always tell, I believe in mentoring, I believe in mentors. And so I always tell some of the business people that all of those 13 years were not totally dedicated full time to our business. It really took off the last 5 or 6 years. And so we also, do converting of towels. We have gloves, towels of all kinds. And so we are converting manufacturer of disposable towels. And so that's what we have been doing. I grew up in a family business. My mom and dad didn't have formal education, but they were very wise. And so at 17 and 18 years old, they started doing various businesses. And so I don't have any brothers. So my dad looked at me and my sisters. I have two others. Well, one sister passed away last year, but he just had us doing things that had nothing to do with gender. He said, go out there and sell the wood, sell the coal, and so every time I saw an 18-wheeler come down our street, I knew he was coming to our house, or she was coming to our house to dump a load of coal or dump a load of wood. And so I grew up in a small town. My mom had a wig shop and record shop. And so I so hard work and being busy, that's just a part. So now with Leonard, my husband, he was in the medical field. So he was 39 years in nuclear medicine and radiology and everything. And I had to teach him how to sell janitorial supplies and safety supplies and all of that when he retired. And so he's such a people person. You've met him. And I thought he will be great in the business. And so I had to talk him into it. It took me a couple of months. And so together, back in 2011, we decided to really try to revamp the business that I had lost years before I met him. And I had gone through just so many trials in business. And with the terrorist attack, I lost everything. But it's a blessing because, like my husband said, at least I have my life. Some people lost their life. And so I had too much airport business, and I had American Airlines, and everything shut down, and I was a small business, so I couldn't rebound back, the way some of the others did. So when I met him, I was just a basket case. And as you know, we now we have a ministry, but he was preaching 28 years before I met him, when I met him. And I was just going to church, right? And so 6 months after we got married, he started a church 6 months afterwards. And then we went into not only business, trying to revamp the business, we went into ministry as well. So I kind of put the business aside, just doing it part time, and went into full blown ministry. And then we had some things happen. We closed the ministry down. We pastored for 5.5 years. I know you didn't know that. And so we shut that down, got on the road, went around the country doing marriage and relationship conferences. Because we had lost everything. I mean, repossessed cars. We were trying to put everything into the ministry, and we just took on too much, right? And so we shut that part down. We went on the road. We just traveled, and I had one customer. I don't know if you might be too young to know the Adams Mark Hotel is now the Sheraton Hotel, downtown Dallas. And then they were bought out. So I had that one customer. And even as I traveled, the relationship I had built with the manufacturer of those towels, the tough towels, you know about that. And he kept just shipping on my behalf, just drop shipping. And so when we got back here, we had enough of my small hometown. I'm originally from Arkansas, and my husband said he had more in his graduating class than we had in our whole town. And so I come from a real small town in Arkansas, Northeast Arkansas. And so when we got back here, 7707, right? And my husband said this to me because I still had that one customer. And he said, God's delay is not denial. I never heard that before. He said, let's just revamp. And I took on other contracts, and because we weren't bankable, you couldn't go to the bank and get a loan. And so we took on other contracts, and we worked, and then we built our business and poured back into it. And 2011 is when he said, let's just really go and do this. So 2011, we just opened up. We started getting certifications and all of the different things that we needed. And it still took from 2011 to about 2017, 2016, 2017. It took that long to really get it going. We were still working and doing our business. And so 2018 was better, 2019. And in the midst of the pandemic, we had our best year because we were an essential business, the Lysol, the mask, and all of this. And then the Texas Rangers, they are a great, great customer. They selected us for the Major League Baseball Jackie Robinson Diverse Partner of the Year Award. And that just really, yes, in the midst of a pandemic, I said, only God can do that. Mm-hmm. And so the stadium, wasn't open, but we had to go over there and take pictures and all that and put our masks back on. And it was kind of wild and crazy.
A wild time, yeah.
Yes. And that was our best year. And it took me a little bit to not feel guilty about what was happening. We were having a great year. People were just, dying and struggling and all that. And then one of our suppliers said this: you are an essential business. You are helping these companies stay open, stay safe with the products that you sell. And Leonard y'all are out there just we had our hand sanitizer, we pray and we go. And we are helping the companies, we're helping our customers. And so that gave me release.
Mhm. That's fantastic. I didn't realize that. So congrats on that award. That's amazing.
Thank
Out of
you.
such of a stressful time,
Mm-hmm.
some at least to be highlighted on the work that you'd been doing even
Yes.
previously. So that's
Yes.
wonderful.
So
Okay.
we do the business, we do the ministry, and we do our community service.
Yeah. I love
Mhm.
that. Love that. Love that. So I ask everyone the same two questions. And your first one is, what do you want that you don't already have? So you have a lot.
We're truly blessed, I have to say. Yes, we wouldn't be here without, what God has done for us.
Mhm.
Well, something I want that we don't have yet is our own building with warehouse space and dock high loading docks, right?
Mhm.
And so that the 18 wheelers don't have to come into the neighborhood. So we this year we went from the home based business to Arlington Spark co-working. We transitioned, right? And that has been an awesome milestone for us. And when you're home based, it's like you never stop working.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't get rest because you can always find something. And I had to learn how to shut the door and stop doing business. It'll be there the next day and get rest because you
Mhm.
will just work yourself, into anxiety and stress and all that. And
Mhm.
that's not good for anybody. And
No.
so now that we transitioned from home base to Arlington Spark co-working, it just has been awesome. It gives us a chance to really start um, living life in a different way. You just kind of leave it there. And they are our customer. That's another thing.
Oh,
We
perfect.
got a
Good.
customer. Yes. And then referrals are really good for us because we built our business on relationships. Okay. So then the Texas Rangers introduced us to the UFL, and they were the XFL when we started doing business with them. And so that has been a great relationship, City of Arlington. And so, what we need that we don't have, or what I want that we don't have yet, our own building with warehouse and dock high space. So, and then an office for an assistant, because that's what I don't have that I want badly.
Okay. Okay.
The
I'll keep that little
assistant.
nugget in the back of my
Okay.
head.
And so it's just been awesome. Like I say, we've been blessed. We've been up and down, in and out, as you know, in the business. It's like a roller coaster,
Mhm.
and we just keep on moving. But that is on our list, and I'm believing, and we have faith that it's going to happen this year.
Oh, okay. Because my second question is, what's holding you back from achieving it? So is there a milestone sales wise, or are we already shopping for the real estate?
Okay, we started last spring. This is kind of coming back around to us, this opportunity. We started last year talking about a particular opportunity. And we were so excited. I mean, we were doing all of our due diligence. We were really meeting with people, commercial realtor, and all that. And from May of last year until November 1st of last year, we had been truly working it. And some internal things happened with the people we were working things with for this opportunity, and it all got squashed. I mean, yes, it was a setback like you don't want to have.
Mm,
And my husband always says this, that setback is a setup for us to get a bigger blessing. And so I agreed, yes, you're right. So we just keep on going. But I was thinking, man, we could already had our office with the warehouse space and room for my assistant. And so just last week, a week and a half, the opportunity came back around to us again.
Same
Yes.
location?
Nope.
Oh,
Nope.
okay.
We have to start all over again looking for a
Okay.
location. But the opportunity came back around for us to revisit and start talking about getting this done. And along with that, a few good opportunities that we're working on, which will really help with this opportunity, because you don't want to just get a building just to be getting a building and hoping the business comes. You want to already have that business flowing, and you just put all that in the building. Now it can pay for itself, right?
Right.
Now it can be a positive. So we are now with new people working on that opportunity again. And I was like, thank you, God. I mean, this is just awesome, because that's what we need that we don't have yet. But that's why I say, I believe, I have faith that it's going to happen this year. The second thing, that was one of the things holding back. The second thing that was holding back was that good, really foundational contract. And God gave us two. And so now, things happen for a reason. It wasn't ready. It wasn't, the timing wasn't right back then. But the timing is right now, because we have those foundational contract customers that will be excited to know that we are about to get our own building in a few months, and we'll have space, the capacity to do what they need us to do, house the gloves and some towels and janitorial supplies and safety supplies, so that we can do just like our bigger competitors. And we're doing that now, really, get it there to them the next day and a half. Sometimes we get it, because we're small and flexible, we get it there that afternoon. Texas Rangers calls us, said they need some things. It's a game tonight. They just got busy, didn't get a chance to get the order. We stop right then, go get it, take it to them. It's done. The big competitors, their trucks are already out there. Most of the time, you gotta wait the next day. They might, if for the, do something, might. We're not. We will do it. So that's why I say we built our business on relationships.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So when you were making that first leap to the co-working space, was there like a certain sales, like net profit margin you were looking for to say, yes, we can afford the rent that we previously did not have? Like, what was some of the deciding factors to make that leap?
It wasn't so, that was a factor, but it wasn't so much that. It was more so with the customers that are coming to us now. We need to bring our credibility, our image up to a different level. So it was more so, now we have access to nice, really boardrooms. We have, a person that can check in when our customer comes there and let us know, or we can go down and receive them. So it was more so taking us up to another level in front of these customers, A-list customers that we are doing business with and have been doing business with. DFW Airport, City of Arlington, City of Fort Worth, we just, the prime contractors, we're getting bigger prime contractors that heard about us. The City of Arlington put our name on different referral lists, and others do the same. And so it was more so we need to upgrade, if you will, the business image, the business place. It's so much you can do home based, but now we are able to, within our budget, have a place that we can upgrade and really meet with our customers in a more effective way.
I love that. Yes. Oh yeah. It's all about image and
Yeah.
how you're perceived
Yes.
occasionally, even if they've already experienced your fantastic services.
That's correct. Yes.
That's wonderful. So I'm excited. I've already planned the ribbon cutting in my head.
Yes.
It's happening. That's so
You,
exciting.
you know,
So
I was an ambassador with the chamber for 2 years. And so I did a lot of ribbon cuttings, and now it's soon, hopefully soon, we'll get to host a ribbon cutting.
yeah. Oh, that'd be wonderful. So
Yeah.
once you get your building, is there anything else like goals wise or expanding the business, different product lines that you'll be able to handle?
We have already started working on new product lines. As a matter of fact, we rolled out one. It's called Odor Bouncer, and we got a relationship with a manufacturer. We try to deal with manufacturers because it's more cost effective for our customers, and so we were able to get a chemical manufacturer, and we rolled out a new degreaser. Odor bouncer is what it's called, but it's a cleaning degreaser disinfectant. And so that has been going well for us. So when we don't house it, we just have them to help us drop ship it, to our customer.
Okay.
So when we get our own building, we can, house some of the product and doesn't have to come from another state. We'll have some there, keep up with inventory and not overload, because we don't like to overload with products, because that's just money sitting, right? And so now we've also, to get ahead of where we're trying to go on the goals, we got our first intern. We yes, we got our first college intern. She's helping with marketing and some of the admin things. And then we interviewed last week a person that is going to help us with construction project management. So, I've gotten to that age where going to the construction site is going to have to be cut out.
And that's okay.
So my husband had 2 back surgeries and a knee surgery. He can't go to those sites and be walking, it's a lot. And so now this person, he works for someone else, but we've been kind of meeting and working and getting to know him. He was a referral to us. And then we have another lady that she does consulting work with us. Like if we need to have a presence at an event, but we're already at another event, but this is a really good customer, she goes in our place to represent Industrial Solutions Company at those events. We kind of handle Tarrant County. She handles Dallas County. And so that's been working out. And that's all, we started all that. And she was, it's so funny. She was our buyer for 5.5 years at DFW Airport. And she retired. She retired. Another buyer who used to be there, and we stayed in contact with him. He helped us a lot. He reached back, talked to her, and set us up with me, because I had only met her one time in 5.5 years. I talked to her numerous times on the phone, but I had only met her one time in the 5.5 years that she's our buyer. And so we feel really blessed, to have her even consider, working with us as a consultant to go and, represent us at different events when we can't make it. And so that's what we're working on. So when we have our own building and we got everything, customer contract, these ones that we're working on in place, now we can offer, for them to come and work for us, as an employee. And so we're excited about that. And then our next goal after we do that is to get a van. We outsource, we go and rent the trucks when we need them to deliver products, because most of the time we go get the product and take it to our customer. And
Okay.
that keeps us doing good customer service. It keeps us seeing some of the needs that they have, and then they get to see us. Then when we get our employees, we have to teach them the culture of how we built our business, which is on great customer service, relationship selling, and get them on board with how to do it. And like I said, we are talking with them right now, teaching them how these things are done. So and if they want to come over with us when we offer it, they already know how we work. They already know our mission, our vision, and some of the customers will already know them. So we do need our own van after a while. So that will come next after we get our own place.
Oh, and then maybe even a few trucks, because if we've got the
Yes.
full warehouse full of things,
Yes.
then
Yes.
we'll be going back and
I
forth to
received that.
customers.
I
Yeah.
received that. Okay.
Yeah. No, I'm seeing it. Yeah. The van is like easy peasy. We
Yeah.
got to get trucks
Yes.
next.
Yes. Yes. I mean,
Fantastic.
we're excited. Yeah. And
Okay.
we have patience for all of this to work, you know. So we don't get in a hurry. We always say, and we did this years ago, if we cannot service that customer really well, don't touch it. Don't touch it, because our credibility and our character means a lot to us. And so we rather tell them we can't do it right now, as opposed to taking it on and not doing a good job. And we are the kind of company where because you're not going to get it right all the time. If something happens, work with that customer to correct it and keep that relationship going. Sometimes we've had to, eat the profit. Sometimes we've had to split it with the mistake with the supplier, but we don't leave that customer. We don't abandon that problem. We do what we have to do, correct it. And most of our customers have been with us 5, 6, 7 years.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. Amazing, amazing. Going back to your transition, talking about work-life balance, working from home versus in the office, did you notice a change in your just relationship with your husband, or just your energy level? Were you more efficient because you had a physical place to go and then turn work off when you get back home? Did you notice any of that with
I
your
did. I
change?
did. I did notice that. I did. It has been interesting to, because my husband and I, we work together. We
Right.
do ministry, we do business, and it's so funny too when we went to that event, and Frost Bank, our bank, invited us, and I said, "Well, do you have 2 seats, or do you just have the one?" She said, "I wouldn't do that to you. Every time I see you, you and your husband are
Both there.
together." She said, "There is no way I would do that to you. We have 2 seats, one for you and one for Leonard." So I just thought that was too funny. I mean, but I noticed that I'm more relaxed when I'm up at the office, the Arlington Spark co-working, because it gives me a chance to, I don't know, be in a different environment, where I know I just can't, I'm just doing a certain thing. I can't be doing 10 things at one time. When you're working at home, you kind of run from one place to the other because you see that something needs to be done. It's kind of funny. You do some housework in between sometimes. And I can't do that up there at
No, work and work only.
Arlington. No, no. And all that has to wait until after 5. So I have noticed, yes, and it's kind of I'm a little more focused, even though I'm very disciplined. I've worked home base for years. And so I'm very disciplined working out of the house. But I have seen a change in peace and um, atmosphere change, gives me clarity on thinking, and it's different, and I like it. You know, it's like I do. I like it. And I think Leonard likes it too. You know, he's up there talking with some of he's a people person. So he's up there just kind of doing customer service. And people, they know us there. And, you know, we are season ticket holders with the UFL. And so,
Okay, awesome.
yeah, so sometimes when and we like having that parking space where you know it's not hard on him, you know, walking a long ways there. And so when it gets too hot or when it was too cold and we'd be sitting out there at the game, we just, you know, go up to our office and kind of sit on the patio and get something, Coke or coffee or something, and just watch the game from there. I mean, it's just been awesome. I'm really enjoying the transition. I am.
Good, good, good. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if you keep that space once you also have the building.
Yes,
Like,
it's gonna be
will I miss these
interesting.
perks?
I have thought about that though. That came across my mind too. I think I was thinking about that when we had the expo last week. That came across my mind. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, awesome. Okay. So now that you have been in business for many, many, many years, all of the wisdom that you have gleaned through pivoting, revamping, through pandemics, through terrorist attacks, if there's a young, person out there listening, or you go back in time and you tell yourself when you're starting out, what piece of advice would you give that young person or yourself back in the day?
Looking back at everything, I would say don't be anxious. Don't be in a hurry. Give the process time to work. Like I say, I'm a big proponent of mentors. I have a lot of mentors. I've had a lot of mentors over the years. And I mentor, Leonard and I both do. And so I would say give the building process time to work and don't quit. Just don't quit on your dream. I did a seminar. It was called "Don't Quit: How Your Passion Fuels Your Perseverance." And like I say, it's been in the ministry and in the business. It has been an up and down roller coaster, as a lot of the people listening will know, because they've gone through it as business owners and in careers too. And so if this is something you're passionate about, don't quit on it. My background, I'm a former news reporter and cable TV talk show host. So I did that for 9 years.
That's amazing.
And yes, and so I did it in radio, and I did it in cable. And so I interviewed so many women business owners, and I grew up in a family business. So, you know, I just got burned out, and I decided to go back to what I grew up doing, and that was business. And then just so happened, God put me with someone that was in business. Leonard had been in business, in his own business, the last 17 years of his career when I met him. So and we met on a blind date. So that's
Really?
a whole nother podcast and another day.
That's so cute.
We met on a Christian radio station, and we talked for 3.5 weeks before we even met.
Wow.
And I don't know why he married me, because every time he called me, I was in a business crisis. And he said God just had him to call me. And so people would say, I didn't know he was a preacher until the third date.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So anyway, he would call me. I would be in a business crisis, and he would pray for me. I'm like, who is this guy? And it never dawned on me that he was a preacher. I was like, well, I must have really been bad. I didn't realize I was going to church, but I didn't realize any of God just didn't let me, because I didn't date preachers. I didn't deal with preachers, and so God just didn't let me get all off into questioning that. Even though I'm a former news reporter, I had no questions for that. And so it's crazy. So, but I told him when things get tough in the business, I said, Leonard, I didn't want to marry a preacher, but I'm sure glad you're here with me going through this. He said, oh, you just married me for that, huh? Just for what I can help you do.
Yeah, just for my brain. That's it. It's fine.
He said I was a user. Oh my God. So we have fun. Leonard just makes you laugh. Sometimes it's just too early. I'm like, it's too early. It's just, it's the same way if he's at the bank, if he's at the post office, if he's at the chamber, police station, everything. Mm-hmm. And people just love him. So I feed off of him, a lot, mm-hmm. as far as the people person thing.
But absolutely.
We have fun together. We enjoy being together. God just put us together in the strangest way. And it has worked in business and in ministry and in the community.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, I think having watched y'all, I think there is, because not every couple can work together, because you'd probably get sick of each other or like fire one another like on a weekly basis kind of thing, which y'all might do jokingly.
I threatened to fire him if he doesn't have the coffee at a certain time. I said, I'm gonna have to fire you.
Yeah, try again. Go back in and try again. Yeah, but I do think that is, very telling of y'all as leaders within your business. If you can, foster that relationship between yourselves, continue to do that within the community. That goes along with your brand. It's very fun to see that, because we'll hear other stories of people not being supportive, or so it is nice to see successful business owners doing it together.
The communication is a problem, a lot of times with different couples, and we give each other space, and we give each other grace too. Mm-hmm. We're not perfect. We just I can put up with his faults, he can put up with mine, and everybody has them. So I just found someone that can put up with mine, and I can put up with his, and so we just work it. But, when we get upset with each other, he just goes in the other room, or I just go in the other room, or, we just go do something else. And we don't hold grudges. We don't hold grudges. That's out. Divorce is not on the table, because you put it on the table, you take it. And so I've been through that twice. And this time it's just different. It's just we just have a lot in common, more than just being Christian. Mm-hmm. And we love sports, but I loved sports before I met him. And I always tell him, you just blessed, because I love sports. I was watching it and doing all this before I met you. So we enjoy doing that together. And then we enjoy, talking to other people, trying to help them see that you can work it out. Mm-hmm. We always say nothing's too hard for God if you give it to him. Mm-hmm. It'll work if you work it.
Mm-hmm. And that's in all things in life. Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. any other last nuggets, little bits of advice? There's been several today, that you have for that next generation of leaders that are thinking about either starting the business or making that next jump in leadership within their company. What little tidbit do you have for them?
What I would say is networking is key. We actually grew our business through the Great Arlington Chamber. I mean, literally from meeting different people of all walks of life, and then Leonard is a part of the Arlington Clergy and Police Partnership, and that networking he got is called ACAP, and he got ACAP member of the year. He's been on the board 5 years. He has volunteered for 14 years. The last 5 of that, he's been on the board. And then we go out and with our ministry, and we do service and feeding homeless and giving into other churches. We have the organization where we go out and help other churches, in our organization. And so I would say networking is the key. Community networking, business networking, ministry networking, it all just comes around. And then do what you say you're going to do. If you can't do it, let them know that too. My dad used to tell me all the time, you have to know your word is your bond. Another, back in the 80s, a lawyer told me, Barbara, you have to learn 2 letters, N and O.
Yeah, those are hard ones.
He said, if you learn how to say no, they might get upset, but they'll appreciate it. So I tell people when I can't do it, and I tell them, at least I'm giving you time to go find someone else who has time to do it instead of me taking it on, not doing a good job for you. So when I see that I'm overloaded, I back up and I tell the person I can't do it. And so those 2 things, learning to say no and networking, have been not only good in our business, it's good in life, period. When I was in my career, going into business, ministry, community, that's what I would tell the person: get a mentor, and then be teachable and coachable. Because you can get mentors, and then they go in and they act like they know more than the mentor. It's like, well, why did you come to me if you already knew everything? So when you get that mentor and they give you the time, be coachable and teachable and just learn, and then learn from your mistakes. That's what I would say to the next generation, because that's what I say to my 2 daughters. We have a blended family. Between us, we have 3 daughters and a son. They're all grown with children, except one. And so I tell them the same thing that I would tell anyone else.
Love it. Well, thank you so much for your time today. We've discussed so many things, and you are getting your building this year. It is happening.
Yes, I am. We are getting it.
It is happening. So thank you everyone for listening, and hope you log in for our next episode, and you all have a great day.